Welcome back to my channel. This is going to be the long-awaited giveaway video that I have been trying to do since January. So, it is also going to be a full coverage Waterslide Decal application tutorial video. I'm going to be using this sheet from CJ's Joint Creations, and this is actually a sheet that is going to be included in my giveaway. So I figured that I would use my sheet to show you guys kind of how to do the full coverage water slide. So I've had a lot of questions on how to do decals, so I'm going to show you the colors that I'm going to be using, and then I'm going to show you all my tools. So I like to use a glow-in-the-dark white underneath my decals because if you wait till the end, you're going to see how amazing these decals look at night. Also, I'm going to be using 3 colors from the Daisy Dips spring collection from a couple of years ago. I use Sprout, Puddle Splash, and Peaceful Waters. I'm pretty sure is the last one, but we'll see it in a second. This one is a flake. And the collection came with a flake like Puddle Splash, and then it's coordinating shimmer color, and it's got a silver shimmer in the blue. So I just thought these colors matched perfectly with those decals, and I just decided that this was going to be like perfect. So I'm also going to be using the Daisy Dips base coat and activator. I'm not a dip top coat person all the time, but I do plan on trying to venture out to do just dip stuff and just gel stuff. And then I'm going to be using the Daisy Dips gel base coat and gel top coat. Y'all, I'm sorry for this bird. This huge nest above my head. So bear with me on this bird. This is a jelly stamper. I just use these to apply my decals because I find this to be way easier. I like to use these tweezers with the silicone end on the back side just because it makes pressing them down a little bit easier. I also use acetone to melt off the excess, and I keep it in this container. I also use Maniology sticky base because I found that this is just my favorite thing to use when I apply decals. I know that other people can use different things. There are many ways to apply decals, but this is just one way that I'm showing in this video, and it works every time. Also, this is my acetone brush. It's just an angled brush I got off of Shein, I think. I didn't want to ruin any of my good brushes, so this is just my decal brush that gets dipped in acetone. And then I use super sharp scissors. It is important to have these because when you have smaller decals that you're trying to cut out, it makes it a lot easier with the sharp decals. So this is everything to apply the decals. Now we're going to go ahead and get into a couple of extra items that I use. So this is the nail set, which is the finger rest and the bottle holder from Liquid Layers in the color Rose Gold. These two are essential. I use these just about every single mani, and I absolutely love them. Now this is probably my favorite thing that I own for dipping. It is called a Flexi boat, and it is for pouring your dip powder into and then dipping in. You can also swatch with it, and y'all check that out. They are stackable. Like, you don't have to make a huge mess everywhere. They work really good. They have a little dip for your finger to fit in nicely, for a swatch stick to fit in nicely, and I can even do this with medium stiletto nails. My long stiletto swatch sticks work great in them. Those are also 3 items that are going to be included in my giveaway as well. But I'm going to show all of the giveaway stuff at the end and also explain how to enter. So just stay tuned to the end, okay? Unless you just want to fast forward there, I mean, by all means. But I'm going to go ahead and get started with I'm going to show one layer of all the colors just because this is not a dip powder tutorial. Now, I do have other dip powder tutorials if that is something that you're interested in. I will link one in the description box for you. But I'm just going to show you one layer of the dip powder on all the nails just so that you can kind of see what the tools, how awesome these tools are. So I'm using the Flexi boat. I poured the full moon in there. This is only a sample size, y'all. This is not even like a full 1/4 ounce. This is just a sample size. And it works really, really well, even for the thumb. You see how I'm just like rolling it in there? You can also just lay it and squish the sides like a taco just to make sure that the dip powder is covering the entire nail. Now I did notice that I put a little bit too much liquid in the middle, so I got that little ridge, but I ultimately end up doing 3 layers of this color because I want a super bright glow underneath my decal. I mean, I don't need 3 layers, but this white is more of like, it's not super opaque, but it's not meant to be. It's meant to be like almost opaque, so you can get fully opaque with 2 layers, but I just did 3 because I like it to be super bright. Also, this is a brand new bottle of dip base, so I also get sometimes a little bit out of hand with how much to apply when it's a brand new bottle, but I get it together after that one nail. Also, I love that the nail set, it comes together. It just works. It's my favorite thing. It works for the thumb to hold it steady when you're polishing. Now, I just wanted to show y'all the difference in applying it with and without using it for my thumb. That's all. So the activator is going to be used because the dip powder is white, and I like to knock that out, and I'm actually being a good girl following my rules. If you're going to use any kind of flake, glitter, shimmer, or anything, make sure that you activate your solid color so that you won't ruin it or contaminate it, especially since I'm going to put a decal over it. I don't want it to have any other color. So we're just going to activate the white and just knock that out. So now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get started in doing my other colors. Now, I start with the flake and then I move to the other colors, but as y'all are going to see, I just pour it into the Flexi boat. I do one dip, and then I pull another Flexi boat and do a dip of another color, and then I pull another one. So I have 3 Flexi boats just for doing the colors. So you'll see just how easy it is. And these are just sample sizes. So like having to pour a sample size out of those tiny jars or out of a baggie or something is just like almost ridiculous to have to do. So you can also, instead of pouring and dipping like this, you can take the powder. If you still want to do the pour over method, it has a little spout, and you can take one Flexi boat, pour the powder in, and then use another one as the catcher, and then just pour over from one boat into the other boat over the nail. So there are many options with these boats, and if y'all do not have some, I'd totally recommend grabbing some of these boats because they are just the best thing. So moving along to the next color, I really thought that the green and the blue was just like so perfect. I love green and blue together. I've been really in a blue kick lately. As you can see, I have blue on my other hand with some flowers. I'm just feeling the blue vibes right now, I guess. But this spring collection that was launched by Daisy Dips was just super, super pretty. But while I'm dipping these last 2 nails and y'all are watching, I do want to let y'all know that Daisy Dips is currently under new ownership and they are not open at this time. I do know that she will be opening the shop shortly. She's just tying up a few loose ends because the owner of Daisy Dips also owns Liquid Layers, the 3D printing company. So it'll be a dip powder company and a 3D printing company all wrapped up in one awesome bundle. So y'all will have to just stay tuned for when Daisy Dips opens. You're not going to want to miss that. I know she's going to be doing something amazing for the opening. I know that all of the ambassadors are super excited. We have just been enjoying seeing this journey with her, with having the Liquid Layers company as well. So just stay tuned. I'll update y'all when it comes time for Daisy Dips to open. But Liquid Layers is currently open, and she does have the Flexi boats in stock. So as of right now, we just have the clear color in stock. I do know that there's another color coming very soon, which I will be sharing in my next upload. I'm pretty sure it's going to be my next upload. I'll be sneak peeking 2 new colors that are coming. So stay tuned for that. And I am going to be leaving this giveaway open after I explain it. It's going to be open for about 2 weeks. So y'all have plenty of time to enter and to do it, all the things that are required and whatnot. So back to the mani. We have done 2 layers of each color. And then I'm just going to show y'all how quick it is to just dump everything back in and clean these Flexi boats out. Now, I know when I first started dipping, I was using cupcake liners and I was just using them until they like fell apart pretty much or stained so bad that I couldn't use them. But these Flexi boats wipe out so easy and they are so easy to clean up. Now with the cupcake liner, it's really flimsy, so you have to worry about like flicking it over and stuff like that. But with these, no problems. Like y'all see how fast I just dumped those back into the jars, and with the little spout, it makes it so easy to just get everything back in there. And then all I'm doing is taking one of my dusting brushes for my nails and I'm just wiping it out. Now, if you feel like it gets like some of the glitters get stuck in there or something, or it gets just a little bit dirty, you can just use soap and water, like Dawn dish soap and just some water. It will clean them out and make them brand new. All right. So now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to activate everything just because everything's pretty much ready to go. I'm going to go ahead and get it activated. And I don't really do a lot of filing and buffing on camera, so I'm going to activate. I'm going to then go off camera. I'm going to file, shape, and buff. And then I'm going to come back and I'm going to get started into my Waterslide application. I'm going to warn y'all, I haven't really done my nails with dip powder in a little minute. And I usually have been using my e-file to file, but today I just decided to grab a brand new hand file and go to town. And y'all, I forgot to season that file. So if you've been dipping for any amount of time, y'all already know what happened. I did not use this file. I picked a new one, and y'all, I cut myself twice. I was so mad because I was like, man, of course when I'm recording this video, and it's a tutorial video. So I apologize, y'all, about those two little spots. They're already gone. Like, they weren't that bad, but when I hit my fingers, I just nicked them good. But anyway, on to the reason for the video. Waterslide decal application. So first what you want to do is you want to take your scissors and you want to cut out the decal of choice. And you want to make sure that you're cutting the decal close enough to the actual picture to where there's not a lot of excess clear paper or white paper if it's on white paper. You want to make sure you're cutting as close to the decal picture as possible. Now, I wasn't sure if I was going to do a single image, but I just decided to make this one 2 full cover decal applications because I wanted to show y'all that the full cover does fit on the thumb. Now, I usually wear a 00 or a 0 when it comes to my thumb size, and these decals, when she was making them, the last ones did not fit my thumb, and I asked her if she could just make them a little bit wider, and she did, and these fit my thumb. So if y'all have those fat thumbs like I do, these decals will still fit your thumb, and you can still have pretty thumbs. Like, people forget about the thumb, but I mean, if you're looking at your hands, your thumb is what you look at mostly. So if you want to put a decal on your thumb, y'all, these are the ones that y'all want to rock because they have got the spread, I guess the width to do that on your thumb. So just throwing that out there, and I do show y'all in this video. So what I do is I just cut it out completely as close to the design as I can get. I'm going to put it on my ring finger and my thumb. And I'm just going to pour some water into my liquid layers decal dish. This thing will hold both decals, but I only like to do one decal at a time. So I like to throw my decals in upside down just so I can watch the back of the paper. But I just wanted to open my sticky base because I just like to have it open for whatever reason. I'd like to open it before I throw it in there. It's just how I do it most of the time. So you just want to watch the back of the decal. Now, I let it go all the way most of the time, but it only takes, I'm leaving this whole decal application in real time for y'all, by the way, as well. I'm not speeding up any part of it. This is literally full time, how long it takes for the decal to soak, how long it takes for the sticky base to dry, every single thing. Like, I left all of it in there for y'all, even the putting on of the rubber base and everything over top. So this is a full in real time decal application. I usually speed it up just a little bit, but not for this video. So now you're seeing the white paper on the back completely be saturated. Now you don't have to wait that long, but I choose to just to make sure that it's going to detach nicely. So now I just put it face down on my paper towel to pick up some of the excess water because you don't want to have water trapped into your decal when you're putting it on your nail. You want to make sure that your decal is as dry as possible. Otherwise, that can cause lifting and separation and stuff like that. So that's another reason why I don't do my sticky base or anything on my nail until after the decal is out of the water so that it can start to dry. I also position the decal, if I'm going to put it exactly at my cuticle line, I put it up a little bit on the stamper so that I can get precise placement, so I can see where it's going to be. Now, I do one precisely at the cuticle so that y'all can see that. And then I also do one that is not precisely at the cuticle, where you can pretty much cut out the entire design, and then when you're going to place the decal, you can just put it wherever you want it and then just melt off the rest. So I'm going to show 2 different ways to do it with the full cover. All right. So I just put the sticky base on my nail. You want to make sure that you're capping the edges. You want to make sure that you're getting the sticky base everywhere that you want it, and give it about 10 seconds or so to dry. Now, you don't want it to dry so much like when you're stamping. There's a sweet spot, because if you move the decal around too much, it will rip. So you just want to be careful when you're messing with the decals. When you put it on, you want to make sure you put it where you want it so you don't have to pick it back up. And then you just press it down gently with your finger, and you see how much excess is at the top. Like, I literally could have almost cut this in half and had two decals for one nail, you know? Like, I could have probably used the same decal for my ring finger, but I wanted y'all to see how much excess there is. So I'm just taking the silicone side and I'm just pressing the decal onto the sidewalls, onto the cuticle, and I'm just wanting the decal to stick to the nail before all of the sticky base dries so that it gets full adhesion. So now what we're going to do is we're taking the acetone, and I had to open the bottle because I got sent a bad pump bottle from Shein, but it was to be expected, but that's neither here nor there. There is acetone in that bottle. I am taking my angled brush that I showed you in the beginning, and I am literally just dipping it in. And in order to melt it, you want it to kind of be saturated with the acetone. And you just want to dab carefully around the edges to melt the excess decal off. Now, I'm sorry my flower fingers are focusing on my other hand. I didn't even think that was going to be a thing, but I changed the setting on my camera for when I'm recording so that it would look better. But now that it just wants to focus on everything that's not the nail. So I apologize. But I mean, y'all can kind of see what I'm doing. You can see that I'm just melting the excess off. And then after that, the decal just comes off. So after you've got the majority of the decal off, you just want to kind of go around the edges and just kind of dab the acetone and push the decal onto the nail. And just make sure that it's completely sealed, because what you're doing is you're just kind of like melting it on there so that it wants to stay. But what happens is if the decal is hanging over the edge, it will more than likely lift off when you're putting the top coat on, because it needs something to stick onto. So you want just the smallest, tiniest little bit of a ledge on the sides and the tip of the nail and the cuticle line, just so that the top coat can just hug it and keep it all there. So I like to take a file. I take the 180 grit side of the file and I just drag the file downwards. Do not go back and forth. Literally just go downwards, one swipe or two swipes downwards. Because if you go up, you're going to pull the decal up. So you just go downwards just to pull off any excess decal that might be hanging over or wrapping around. And just so you get that little smidgen of space that I was talking about, where your top coat can cover up that decal so that it hugs it to the nail and leaves it on. Now, I did a ton of dishes today, bathed the kids, all the things in the water, and my decal is hanging on. Like, I have had zero lifting, chipping, nothing happen to my decal. Usually, if I don't pay attention, I'll have lifting in a day if I didn't do my decal right. But that's all that it takes for your decal to be on there the right way. So now I'm going to show you guys again. And this time I left it in real time as well. So y'all can see when you place the decal in the water. Oh, excuse me. My goodness. I apologize, y'all. When you place the decal in the water, you just want to watch the back. And when you get about a little bit of a smidge left, you can totally pull the decal out, because you'll see it still is able to slide off. So it doesn't really have a problem. I'd say maybe about 10 to 15 seconds, leave it in, maybe 20 max. But if you leave it in too long, the paper can separate from the decal and then it can roll up and then it can be a whole problem. So there's multiple ways to do it. I plan on doing like a whole Waterslide Decal series, and this is just part one. So this is just one way to do it. I'm going to show y'all tons of ways because I've been getting so many messages about Waterslide decals. So this is just one way to do full coverage decals. Now you want to make sure when you're putting the sticky base on again that you are getting all the way to the cuticle line, you are getting all the way around the sidewalls and all the way capping the free edge with the sticky base. That is super important because the more adhesion space, like more glue that you have, it's like paper. When you're sticking paper to something, like when you're gluing something on, gluing a paper on another paper, you want to get all of the edges because it's more likely that it will stick to the whole paper and it will be flat and it will be seamless. But if you leave the edges not quite done, then the edges will flap. That's the same thing that will happen with this decal. So I wanted to place the decal a little bit different to get a different design. So I was like, oh, wait, what if I cut it first? But then I was like, no, if I cut it first, then I won't be able to show them what I was doing. So I looked like I was going to cut it, and then I decided against it because I was like, no. I need to show them how to do it if they don't want to cut it, because cutting it, then you risk cutting your stamper and you risk ripping the decal. So I was just like, no. So then I take the stamper and I just put it on the nail exactly where I want the design to be. And it looks a little wonky, but trust the process, y'all. I put the decal exactly where I wanted it because I wanted the flower to be looking like it was going in the other direction. So you can get two different looks from the same decal. You can also put it upside down. You can flip it around different ways to get different looks with the same set of decals. So I just do the same thing. I'm just taking the silicone end and I'm just pushing. I'm off camera some of it because I wasn't looking in the camera. I thought I was in screen, but I was not in frame because I zoomed in a little bit. So I just pushed the decal onto my nail on the side walls. I push it down in the center to kind of get all the wrinkles out. And then I push it down at the free edge. And then it's time for the acetone. So I literally do the same thing. I just take the brush, dip it in the acetone, and then I just kind of use it pretty saturated and I melt the sides off the decal. Now, some decals don't melt as easy. Some decals melt with less acetone. Some decals don't melt at all. Some you have to file. The quality of the decals does make a difference. So if you're struggling, I would suggest trying a different brand of decals. So, I mean, it's all up to what you want to do. But if you're struggling with the decals, then if you've tried to troubleshoot, if you've tried these things in this video and it just hasn't worked, then I would say maybe try a different brand of decals. Now, I love this brand of decals. They're really, really easy to use. I have a couple of brands that I really do love. If y'all have been around my channel for a while, y'all know that I go hard for Ococo decals. That was like my favorite. I like Nails Truly decals. I like CJ's Joint Creations. She's relatively new, super amazing. Her decals are banging. I have a couple of people that make decals on the side that I try for them. I like to try all kinds of decals so that I can give you guys options of companies to support. So this is just the one that I'm using in this video, and she was super sweet and sent over some decals for my giveaway. She has just been amazing. CJ has just been so sweet, and I really wanted to support her opening. So I told her that I would do this series for her and kind of show people that how easy her decals are to work with. Because, I mean, anytime you're starting a new company, people get kind of, about this stuff. But y'all, these decals approved by me. That's all I got to say about that. So also the excess decal that you kind of get on your skin can be removed with acetone. It's not really that hard to remove it. It's just the ink from the printer and just the acetone melted it. All you do is just take acetone on the brush and just kind of wipe it off. But I got it as far as I wanted it to get for right now. So I'm just going to put my top on my acetone because I will spill it if I leave the top off. And then we're going to move on to topping it. Now, I choose to top my decals. Oh, I forgot. Yes, don't forget to do this part. But be very, very careful when you do it. Otherwise, you'll rip your decal. Make sure that the sticky base is dry. Make sure that you have melted the decal. And then just file the edges so you can get that little smidget of a spot so that your top coat can latch it onto the nail. Now, onto what I was saying next about the gel base. I have found personally that a rubber base coat goes on better after a decal application because it is a smooth surface. So I've found that a lot of gel base coats like to puddle up or make little spots where it wants to separate, I guess you could say, over my decal. So I found that using a rubber base coat has been my best option over top of a decal. So the rubber base coat gives it a little bit of strength as well. It is this one from NSI that I use is ridiculously clear. I prefer to use Sundara's rubber base coat, but I don't have any at the moment. I am out. So NSI is my second best choice for clear rubber base coat, and I love putting this on. It gives a little bit of a thicker coat on top. It's easy to use, very, very clear. It will also hide any wrinkles or imperfections or anything that you get in the decal. It helps to smooth those out, but it also does not separate. So like I was saying, you want to make sure that you cap your edges always, 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 always. So with the sticky base to get the decal to stick, you want to cap your edges when you do the rubber base to like secure it onto the nail. And you want to make sure you get that cuticle line really good, because if you do that, your decals will last for a long time. Like they will last. I've had decals last. I went on vacation for 10 days and I had no decal lifting. I was shocked. So I needed a fill before my decal came off. And that is how you want your decals to be. Sometimes people fret over full coverage because they tend to peel. Just make sure that you leave that little smidge of space along the edges, which you can barely even see unless you're like super close on my nail. You can't even see the space that I left, and nobody's going to be that close. And if they are, they need to back up. Leave that little smidge of space and then make sure you're capping your edges. Now, I went in a little bit closer so y'all can see this one, and I sped up the video because it's a little bit repetitive, but you want to make sure that you're capping the sidewalls, getting close to the cuticle, but not on. Cap the free edge, and then you're good to go. So I'm only using the rubber base coat for the decal nails. I like to save it, and I like to use it over my decal nails and over some glitters sometimes. But if I'm doing striping tape, I use it as well. Or alcohol inks, just certain things that require like a base coat. This one's just a little bit stickier, and it applies really good over top of those kinds of surfaces without separating. But over the other nails, I'm just going to be using a regular base and a regular top coat. So I just wanted to show y'all the application of the base coat so y'all can see how pretty these colors are. But I do not show the top coat on camera because I feel like it's just redundant at that point, and y'all have seen a top coat before. I'm just going to throw out the Daisy Dips top coat is super, super pretty. It's super, super shiny. I really love it. So, I mean, I have nothing to complain about these liquids. Now, they are a little bit strong. They did give me a little bit of a runny nose, so they're not completely dip flu free. So I wouldn't recommend, if you get dip flu easy, to grab them when the shop reopens, because I did get a runny nose, and I always am transparent with y'all. I like the liquids, but if you suffer from dip flu, do not grab them. Okay? The gels, though, they are really, really good. I could not tell you if they are HEMA free because I did not even look. I do not have an allergy to HEMA or any kind of gel allergy, but I am very careful, and I wipe stuff off my skin immediately. I don't play games because a lot of people are getting allergies lately, and I don't want to join that crew. So I'm very, very careful. So always, always, always just be careful and make sure you get the gel off your skin before you cure, because you don't want to cure any, which is what I'm doing with this little stick. It is like a micro Q-tip, like a lash Q-tip. And I'm just dipping it in alcohol and making sure that my cuticles are clean of any gel that I had seen before I cure. Then I'm going to cure for a full 60 seconds. You make sure everything is cured. And then I'm going to come back and I'm going to put the gel top coat on. And then after that, I mean, it's all done and it looks really, really, really good. So at the end of a mani, always make sure that you're using cuticle oils, and Daisy Dips does have cuticle oils. This strawberry banana is from the latest sub bag, from the March or February sub bag. But y'all, check out this glow. Bam! This glow is so, so bright. That's 3 layers. That's straight out of the lamp. But it lasts all night. Like, you literally don't have to charge it. but look at how cool those decals look through a glow. So if you have never tried a glow dip or a glow gel or whatever under your decals, I challenge you to do it, and I promise you will love it. So this is the moment we have all been waiting for. This is the giveaway information. So I'm going to show y'all all of the items, and while I'm showing you the items, I am going to explain what you're going to be needing to do to enter my giveaway. My giveaway is open to United States residents only. I am sorry, all of my overseas followers. I am not able at this time to afford shipping because I don't know how big the box is going to get. These are just some of the items that I'm going to be putting in there, but it's open to USA only at this time. Now, when I do my next giveaway, I may open it up internationally, but it's just depending on when that is. All right, so I'm going to open this giveaway, and I'm going to leave it open for 2 weeks after the day that I post it. I will probably be posting this video on Friday, and I will leave this video up until April the 1st, which is when I will close the giveaway, April the 1st regardless. All right, so April the 1st will be 12 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Giveaway will be closed. Then I will be gathering all of the people together, and by April the 5th, I will do a video, and I will announce the winner in my video posted on April the 5th. All right, no bots, no scams, do not get taken advantage of, people. I will announce it in a video only, okay? People get taken advantage of, and I hate that, so just throwing that out there. Also, I'm going to leave all of the information for how to enter in the description box. You're going to need to follow CJ's Joint Creations on Instagram, follow Liquid Layers on Instagram, and follow Daisy Dips Dip Company on Instagram as well. And if you make a purchase with Liquid Layers or CJ's Joint Creations, screenshot your order and message it to me on Instagram. All of my stuff is in the description box, my Instagram handle. Please make sure you are also subscribed to my channel and follow me on Instagram, and that is how you will be entered into the giveaway. I will be verifying everything, so if the person that is the winner does not claim or does not follow me, I will be picking another one. But also, when you are finished, come back to this video and write done or enter me, and I will know that you have followed all of the stuff to enter into the giveaway. I will be verifying everything with the shop owners and checking out everything. So good luck to everybody. I hope y'all enjoyed this water slide tutorial video. I do have more coming like this, and I do plan on doing a larger giveaway when I hit 1,000 subscribers. So thank y'all so much. I hope y'all have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will catch y'all in the next video.